So we're unrushed. We're not. Another thing we've sort of kept up with is to kind of kill comparison. You know, you may be listening to these testimonies and thinking, I'm not experiencing any of that. I'm not feeling any of that. And I just want you to know that's okay. You know, the presence of God is not an emotion. The presence of God is more than feelings. You know, we feel it. But He's not limited to our feelings. The presence of God is not music. The presence of God is so much more than just that. Our feelings may come and go, and they will. But listen, let's not compare to each other. Comparison always ruins us. We're going to either feel superior to somebody or puffed up, or we're going to feel inferior to somebody, and that's just as bad. We just want to be right where we are. And just, God, just meet me. I'm going to receive. It may be an idea. Maybe a person I meet. It may be an emotional feeling. It may be something amazing like a healing. Who knows how God will meet us. But just come on in. I do want to say it is okay for you to be here just to look. Just observe it. Maybe just let the love in this room, the sense of the presence of God. We just love God's presence. And He's been among us. He's been so kind to draw near to us. And maybe just need to be in there. Just be there. It's okay just to come and look. Maybe, like someone said, they didn't have faith. And just be in a room like this. I've heard this over and over again this last 5 or 6 days. There's just like this groundswell that sort of picks you up and carries you to the possibility of trust. You just sense that you're just sort of on this wave lifting you. All those who just sort of so full of faith and it just can lift you. It may. If you would just be open to that, but I would say, if you ever feel a nudge to step beyond observation and to step into the water, actually start to let the water carry you, please do. Please take a risk on the side of faith and enter into something that God might want to give you. He might want to do something. I want to say again a little something about these. There's been I'm not on social media. But I've heard there's a lot on social media about what God's giving to us here, and that's okay. We're each share, always similar times, that awakening is not the same thing as going viral, okay? And awakening and revival, they do not spread in social media. They spread in the ministry of the Holy Spirit, working through people, loving others, sharing testimonies, if you want to take a picture, if you want to send it to your friends, of course you do. But it's important to bring this put it in. Just be in the room. My daughter has a little thing that hangs from the mirror of her car. It says, be where your feet are. Be where you are. Let's just always be in this room. There are the testimonies. In sort of anointing on stories that come out of a place like this. That people are saying, you know, I just heard about it, and I started weeping. And churches are just telling stories from it. And they're meeting with people are joining to come to the altar. And it's not that the stories or the storyteller is all that compelling. There's just something about the resonance that the Spirit gives to a story coming from a room like this. It just immediately quickens the heart and draws. And we just are trusting God to do more and more of that. But just encourage you to really be right in the room. Sarah said this earlier. We're really trying to create a room of reverence. And I feel it right now, don't you? It's just a kind of a reverence. And thank you for that. There are a lot of friendships being renewed. A lot of new friendships being made. And we love that. And we encourage you to just chat it up all you want. But if you can, do it outside of this room. That this room is for us and God together. Our conversations, we'd love to have them. But maybe, I just thought about Isaiah 6. The train of the Lord filled the temple. And all they could do is like, woe is me, I am undone. It was just this radical way. We just wanted to keep that kind of atmosphere. And then lastly, just kind of a marker of what we've been experiencing. Again, I was thanking you for these things. You all have been just sort of creating this kind of community. It won't last, but it will never be forgotten. This kind of room is just filled with love. Love. which is the authenticating mark of awakening. It's the holy love of God. The love of God is the power of God. Yes, it's a lot harder. It's a lot slower. It's a lot more sacrificial than just going out and slashing and burning and trying to fix and change everything with our own strength and flesh. It takes a lot more to love this world toward Jesus. But this is what he did. He loved us first. And awakening is just a filling, an overflowing filling of love. This is why the worship in here has been so exuberant. We've been so tsunami flooded by the love of God that we cannot contain. It's really hard to leave this room. It's hard to sit still at times. The love of God is so among us. So, thank you so much for all the ways that you all are building this kind of room together. How do you label it? I don't know. Revival, awakening. A lot of times, revivals have been called that after the fact. When we're in the middle of it, things almost presumptuous to say, we don't know. We don't know what this is. We don't need to rock those. We're just staying home with it, stewarding it, staying with it, keeping united, keeping gentle and patient with each other, staying loving, keeping reconciled. We're just going to hold the place, hold the vessel, let it keep pouring. We don't know what it is. I don't know. I've been calling it kind of an outpouring or a spurring, maybe whatever. All we know is it is just truly a gift of God to be here. Now, when you think about awakening, let's offer a couple of thoughts and then we're going to pray. Here's what we learned. When you do look back at the works of Jesus, it seems like that the Bible and history seem to point toward a few things that just seem to show up. That when there are these kinds of outpourings, we're praying that this one will be multi-generational. We're not looking for this to flash. We're really needing a massive generational shift. You know, it's taken a long time to get in the state we're in. It's really taken, it is deep. So it's not going to just quickly change. We're needing to commit to a marathon journey on this, aren't we? We need to say, no, I don't even have to see it. I hope my children see it and my grandchildren live on it. But I'm going to just do my part. We're going to stay with this in a marathon way. And whenever there have been those few people who have just been willing to not need just big number flashes or big this or that, but no, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to press in and I'm going to trust God for it and hand it off to the next generation and bless them with it so that my seed becomes their floor. Anybody that will just live and think that way, it seems to start showing up in this way. That we see deep wholeness in people, the renewal of the church, the evangelization of a generation, and the transformation of society, which we could have thought was just theoretical and something you read about in a book until you sit in a room like this. And you start thinking, no, maybe, you know what? I believe I can't be praying for this. If God can do this, he can do that. He can. You know, this generation marked by anxiety. We're going to be the anxiety generation. You see articles about that, or the depression generation. No, they're going to be the generation of life. We've seen it with many people. So many are stricken with anxiety, depression, and death. And you come and you watch these young people worship, and you see them just overflowing with joy, fullness, and life. And it just gives you hope. You know that things can be different for this generation. And I think, real quick, I just want to do this. If you are, say, 25 and younger, if you are 25 and younger, would you mind just stand all around the room? Let's go see you. Yeah, here we go. We all know probably that it was Wednesday, Zach preached, and he said that the sermon was a little long, he kind of ended abruptly and said, listen, if you want to move into the things that we're talking about here, it's experience of God, you need to pray. I know you got to go to class and stop. Now, if you students stay, Most had to go to class. But a few of them asked the professors, could I possibly go back? I really would like to pray. And Asbury being Asbury, they gave permission to that. Those professors said, well, why don't you go back and pray? I would love that. And so those students came back, maybe 30 or 40 of them, he said, the students are still praying. It's 20 minutes after chapel. And then it wasn't long until several more came to the photo, and that's when our car came. But, y'all, we would not be in this room had it not been for those students who came to this office. It's unbelievable what they have been the forerunners. They are the forerunners. And we are so, oh my goodness, we are so determined to bless the young in these days, in these meeting days. We just feel, this is the thing. All of us are my age, anyone who's in your middle or older years, we're not here to take anything, we're not here to impose anything. We are here to bless these young leaders. We want to be showing their voice. We want them to know our answer. Listen, we're here with you. So thank you for doing that. Now, we'll just remind you that these opening seats, these pews have signs, these seats have signs out. Not you don't have to leave right now. But just when we come back tonight, we're really saving the front seats for our college students. So thank you all for doing that. You understand why we're doing that, right? This is a university. They got us here. And we're just so for them. We really are. That's just central to these days. So we're going to continue to bless them. So, deep wholeness of people, renewal of the church, evangelization, generation, transformation society. We're going to talk about that all over. Pray over those things constantly. We believe that's what Jesus is doing. He's wanting to do. And I'm just talking about this other kind of way of speaking that is that awakening has tended to unfold. When we look at it and learn from it, it is tended to unfold by heart, home, church, and city. Jesus doesn't skip over you. There's never going to be any awakening beyond what has happened in me. I can't stand up here and talk about this and be dull and numb. I have to have a passion and zeal that is authentic, or it's just noise. So we're asking you, trusting that there will be a personal awakening for every person who's here, and everyone who will ever hear the story of this. And the home. We've really been over last night at this chapel. We really centered on this. About praying for those people in the center of our love, our children, our grandchildren, our marriages, our closest friends, our home, and our churches. There's a big emphasis a couple of days ago about the renewal of the church. We're going to keep praying for the renewal of the church. We're not going to stop. We don't want to just be fussy over our churches and critical of our pastors. Just knock around on them. Christ loved the church. He gave his life for it. We're going to bless churches and pray for them to be restored to their New Testament life. That's what we're here doing. And then for the transformation of society. The real mark of this is not that we are having a great meeting in Wilmore. We're looking for the trends that cause so much trouble in our hearts to reverse. We really believe that God can do that. That these trends can reverse. We're going to watch a transformation of society. We're not going to settle for anything else. Jonathan Edwards used to speak of awakening as the intensification and the acceleration of the normal work of the Holy Spirit. The intensification and the acceleration of the normal work of the Holy Spirit. And I want to invite you all to just kind of latch on to that word normal. I want to invite you to not see this gathering as unusual or strange and different, something I've never seen before. This is church. This is really what it's like. Generations loving each other. Yes, not attached to certain production schedules and size. Yes, just caught up in the kindness of God to draw near to us. Yes, seeing people experiencing the love and power of God and transformed lives. And the joy of the Lord just surging out of us in the world. That's really what Jesus died to make possible. So can we just allow this to wreck us for what church really ought to be? And let's get on to, like, this is normal. This is the normal. And I'm willing to just stand in this normal. And I'm going to engage this every day. And I'm going to pray until that gap closes everywhere I am. We're just trying to normalize this. The other thing that I think is important to remember about normalizing is, and I think we heard some of this in the testimony, Y'all, we're going to go the distance, and we're not near, thinking about wrapping anything up to go on. But I'm just saying, if you can't stay, if you leave tonight, or you go on tomorrow, next, whenever you have to go, the way we carry this on is into a quality of friendship where we just fan each other's flames all the way of life. That's why Jesus sent them out 2 by 2. A quality of friendship, of safety and trust and empathy and love sufficient that the Spirit can keep fanning these flames all the days of our lives. I really believe that if we're in that quality of friendship, awakening moves at the pace of friendship. It doesn't move like a big stadium event. It doesn't move with big programs and stuff like that. It moves at the pace of friendship. It really is a relational movement. And so we're committed here to a quality of relationship that will sustain us all the days of our lives. It's just one thing we're praying for and we're really given to all along the way. So as we kind of close out here and we prepare to pray, I just want to bring to your attention one verse of the Bible. So if you want to open your Bibles to Nehemiah. With me? So Nehemiah chapter 9. Let's just look at this. We're going to let this kind of shape our praying. Thank you all so much. Kingdom of God, on earth as it is in heaven. That's our prayer. Nehemiah 9. Nehemiah 9 is the longest prayer in the Bible. You look at you've got it under your phone, or you've got your Bible handy. If you look, starting right out of verse 5, it's a prayer. It's good thing. You get your bearings on. It goes on and on and on and on throughout just about all of this chapter. It's the longest voice prayer in the Bible. And I want to bring you to verse 28. It's going to help us a little bit as we prepare to pray. One verse, let me break it apart, look at it. In Nehemiah 9, it says, "But as soon as they were at rest, they again did what was evil in your sight. Then you abandoned them to the hand of their enemies so that they ruled over them. And when they cried out to you again, you heard from heaven, and in your compassion, you delivered them time after time." We believe that there are 22 different episodes of revival or awakening in the Old Testament. And this single verse really captures sort of the pattern of it. And I want you just to take a look at it. As soon as they were at rest, they did what was evil. When they had settled, when they just got relaxed, when things had just sort of become mundane, when they were at rest, and we're kind of in a routine. I heard a pastor of a local church yesterday who had been here, had been moved by everything that had gone on. And he confessed to his church. You know what? He just openly said, "I have grown cold. You wouldn't have known it, but I have grown cold. I know how to be a pastor. I can run the gears. I can make a church grow. But I've grown cold in here. And I realized that I've gotten comfortable with the cold. I've just gotten comfortable with it. Like, well, I guess I'm just going to be cold. But I'm still making the thing go. See, this is the thing. We're in the American church, sadly, we're looking around at just what the church can be without God. It can look good, but look where we are. It can look good, but look where we are. We can make it run. We've got so much resource. But he got on his knees in front of his church and confessing. And they just, the testimonies and prayers are amazing. And here's the thing. It's when we grow cold, when we just get settled in a routine, that's when the problems really start. This is not the same Sabbath rest. We know we need rest. This is a different kind. As soon as they were at rest, cold, they did what was evil. And then it goes on to say, then you abandoned them to the hand of the enemy so that they ruled over them. Y'all, I don't know about you. This is what I kind of feel like we're experiencing. Man, we've been living through years of just taking blows as a church. On the chin, one after another, just humiliating blows. Isn't this all really a part of what we went through with COVID? COVID didn't do anything to the church. All COVID did was pull back the curtain. It just revealed. It was like the tide went out. And we looked at it was actually, we did not realize how fragile the church was. We did not see and know how compromised we had actually become. And we were humiliated by it. When we couldn't meet together, we did not prepare families for fathers to step up and preach in the home, and mothers to step up and lead their families in worship. We didn't know what to do, so we got to scurry around and create these online replicas to kind of keep you going. Y'all sit on the couch, we'll take care of it. We didn't realize how weak we were. And the fact that we as churches could actually divide over masks. When Paul writes to the Ephesians, Jews and Gentiles, who literally hate each other to the core, he said, no, the cross is able to tear down